So FlexTrade today is showing our multi-asset execution management system. It's a trading system that covers equities, futures, fixed income and FX and options and allows you to trade them all seamlessly from the one blotter. Now one thing we're demonstrating today that is quite unique is our integration with certain third parties. So we've always had an open architecture, meaning that you can integrate certain third-party information into your trading blotter. But what we've done today is integrate OTAS technologies with Symphony Secure Communication. Now this is the first time anyone's done anything like this. We're looking at not just a one-to-one integration with a third party, but actually pulling lingo information off OTAS technologies, which is their natural language description of how the market's going, and pushing that out onto Symphony Secure Communications. That means that traders will be able to very easily share their reasons potentially for changing their trading style with their portfolio manager completely seamlessly. So we see a consolidation of asset classes happening on a lot of the big buy-side desks at the moment. People looking at the generic functionality that they can port across the different asset classes and have that all in the one single system. The unique thing that FlexTrade can do is actually sort of understand the nuances between the various asset classes as well. So if you're trading an equity, for example, and you have an induced FX position, you can hedge that automatically as you go along, or potentially when you hit a certain stream level. The other thing is just around best-of-breed tools. MiFID II obviously is a big driver for all of us, and having the access to the best-of-breed tools and not being constrained by what your vendor asks you to use is very important. So we've done third-party integrations where we feel like other people have a very good solution. So examples of those would be OTAS technologies, Symphony Secure Communication, and Liquid Metrics TCA as well. Finally, just around execution quality. We've done a lot of work to make sure that for the low-touch orders, like orders that are categorized as being orders which you might not need to spend too much time on, we've done a lot of work to do the analysis around the execution performance of those orders and be able to sort of really get into the depth with tag 30, tag 29, tag 851, and also some new stuff we're working on with the brokers to actually sort of declare where the orders have been placed but not executed. So all revealing very interesting information across the board in the application. Regulation is a big component of what we do. We've always been a transparent vendor. We've always been very clear about that we are a software vendor. We have no external sort of investment, or we have no brokerage arm or proprietary trading arm. We are looking at, or we have done a lot of work around the timestamping aspects of MiFID II, the sort of taking a snapshot of where your liquidity is, and obviously the best execution component of that wraps up nicely with our trading system as well. Best execution meaning that you can have certain alerts that sort of align up with your best execution principles, and then have those alerts trigger automatic emails or automatic alerts to your compliance team so that you can then sort of explain a certain best execution exception. Now some extra work we've done on that is, again going back to the open architecture philosophy, is if you have that conversation with your portfolio manager saying, actually I'm going to hold off on this for 30 minutes, and then that flags a best execution exception, we can attach the Symphony information to that message to give you a full audit history of how the order's been traded throughout the day. So transaction cost analysis has always been a big part of our business for the buy side. What we found talking to our clients over the past years is they're very keen for transaction cost analysis to be repurposed as a tool potentially for the compliance teams as well, and helping out with the regulatory side of things. So originally our Flex TCA tool was created as an execution performance monitor, and with the ability to potentially have a feedback loop so that you can have the execution performance feedback into the front end and aid better trading decisions. But it's kind of also been repurposed as a MiFID II best execution tool, and a sort of self-service one-stop shop for the compliance team to go in and actually query best execution and be able to sort of plan and prove what's gone on with each of the individual orders that a buy-side trader has dealt.